And the one thing I don't understand, where are the hell with all these so-called patriots, the Proud Boys, the Patriot Frown, those Texas nationalists who scream about independence and honor? Why those people don't show up? And those MAGA boats, those MAGA boat parade guys, you guys have boats. Where are you guys? You got the boat when it's time to show off, but you're just sitting at home watching TV. Maybe just too fat. You guys probably don't even do any donations. All big talk. These guys are not patriots. They are cosplayers.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
You want to see the difference between real government and fake one? Let's talk about the floods in China and the floods in Texas. So recently in Guizhou, China, record-breaking rain flooded the region. But in 48 hours, 91,000 people evacuated, thousands of troops, firefighters, engineers, medics, militia, all on site. Instantly, only 6 people died. Because when disaster hits in China, the state moves as one. No red tapes, no excuse, just result. Now let's look at Texas. Same kind of rainfall, 100 plus people died. No flood siren, no coordination, no help, at least in the beginning. The state deployed just 2,200 personnel. FEMA showed up late with forms and loans. That was it. I watched the interview. The Texas governor said, "We are overwhelmed." And the White House, "It's God's will." Are you kidding me? You literally have the budget to send ICE agents to raid neighborhoods, arrest hardworking people without paper. But you cannot send boats rescue your own citizens from drowning. And then, guess who showed up? Mexicans. The Mexican rescue team. The Mexico came to help Texas. While ICE agents still out arresting Mexicans. And the one thing I don't understand, where are the hell with all these so-called patriots? The Proud Boys, the Patriot Frown, those Texas nationalists who scream about independence and honor? Why those people don't show up? And those MAGA boats, those MAGA boat parade guys, you guys have boats. Where are you guys? You got the boat when it's time to show off, but you're just sitting at home watching TV. Maybe just too fat. You guys probably don't even do any donations. All big talk. These guys are not patriots. They are cosplayers with the internet. So here's the thing. This flood was not just a natural disaster. It was a mirror. China sent troops. Mexico, America sent excuses and blame to something else. And the loudest patriots, they were just too busy hiding behind the flag instead of help real people.
Oof. China's trolling the United States right now, and we don't really have a good answer because, they are a communist nation, so they could force people to evacuate in 48 hours. But this guy is saying something. Welcome back to the Karen Hunter Show. We are here on Sirius XM Urban View, where talk empowers and becomes action. And joining me is someone who would be a great congressperson, I think. The 18th district in Texas, I think she would be amazing from, I think, the Houston area. She has run several times. She cares. She's from there. She's born and raised in Houston. I think she would put it down for Houston. And she's upset because the governor is trying to stop people from having more representation, especially that which looks like her and me. Let me welcome Amanda Edwards back to the Karen Hunter Show. Hello, Congressperson, City Council person.
Thank you so much for having me back, Karen. I can't thank you enough for elevating this story because there are so many people who are at this moment having their voices silenced by these crazy politics in the state.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm listening to this guy and he's Chinese and he's, of course, they're always playing this game right now. But America's allowing ourselves to be duped in the middle of the forehead because of the leadership that we either sat home for or didn't vote for at all. Some of the people voted for this and some people sat at home for this. And now we're seeing the results. I mean, the Biden administration, I think, earmarked millions of dollars to upgrade the flood warning system, that money was never put towards doing the very thing that it was earmarked for. And this administration, FEMA, they're like defund all of that, not showing up at all. How are the people in your community right now? They should, and I hope your family was safe, but it's got to be really frustrating.
You know, it's terribly frustrating and it's sad, right? Because you have so many young people, people of all ages and persuasions that lost their lives needlessly in this horrific tragedy that is still, you know, they're still missing persons. And so, you know, it's still unveiling itself how how far reaching this truly will be. But ultimately, you've got to, obviously, there's Mother Nature, but you can also put into place systems to be better prepared to handle Mother Nature. I always tell people, since it floods in Houston so much, I said, we can't stop the rain from falling, but we can be prepared to catch it. And part of that preparedness means people having adequate warnings, there being adequate staffing, there being adequate notice, and then evacuation plans for people of a variety of sorts, whether they have mobility challenges, whether they're younger. You know, there's a variety of considerations that you have to put into place in addition to having the resources in place. You can't talk about having these plans and then not fund them. Right. And so that's where the federal government and the state government can come into play to help these local counties and cities to be able to be ready and for disasters. This is not the first time they've seen bad, weather and flooding and things of that nature. But of course, of this magnitude, of course, this is not something that they were ready for. And so, same thing happened with us in Houston. 8 years ago, Harvey struck. It was 51 inches of rainfall. Who's ready for 51 inches of rainfall, right? And so you are experiencing something extraordinary, but you always have to plan for the extraordinary circumstance. You don't want it to happen, but it's like insurance, right? You have to have your insurance just in case. You have to have those large-scale mobility trucks to go through high water just in case. I mean, you've got to prepare for the just in case so that you can save lives. And part of that means you have all levels of government working in tandem to save lives. Right now, what we have is all levels of government working against each other and playing politics in a time where we really need to get people refocused on what we're there to do, which is to serve and protect people and to save lives.
Amanda Edwards, as you're talking, I'm also thinking about the lack of humanity. You have a governor who has experienced tragedy. You would think he would have a modicum of humanity, having, his life being upended and being in a wheelchair. You would think he would have some shred of humanity. Void. You got a senator, we're talking about immigration, literally came here as a son of immigrants, totally void of humanity as it relates to this. And you're right, it's power in politics. It is stunning to watch all these lives being in the balance, and these people are playing a game, playing to people's faces. It is abhorrent.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend.